It's time now for County-Wide, a presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. You'll hear about the interesting issues and happenings that affect all our lives. Here's today's County-Wide.
Well, welcome to the program. It is County-Wide. I'm Brad Miller, and we're so happy to welcome into studio today some guests who are very, very busy this week because they've got a busy weekend. Chino Valley Territorial Days returns, and it'll kick off tomorrow. What was a one-day event at one time has now grown into a weekend of fun, excitement, family, good times, and you're invited. In our studio today, coming from Chino Valley to be here, we appreciate Morgan Heiner and Becka Segien. Ladies, thanks for making the drive.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you.
Come and share some time with us today. I know it's a busy week for the two of you. This is probably, Morgan, the biggest event in Chino Valley of the...
I would say so. So I've lived in Chino my whole life,
but
I've been a part of recreation for the past 3 years, and it's crazy to see, like, on my end, being involved in it, how big it's gotten.
Yeah. It takes a lot, doesn't it?
It does.
You start Monday, you'll start Tuesday, you'll start on next year probably. So,
yeah.
And Becca, similarly, you're also both of you will work with the Recs department for Chino Valley for the town.
Yes. I've only been here now for 5 months with the rec department, and actually pretty recent to Chino Valley too. Moved here in 22.
Okay.
And Territorial Days was the first event I experienced. I moved end of August and thought, oh my goodness, this town, do they do a parade every month?
Let's do this kind of
Very
thing.
hallmark.
Well, it is fun, and Yavapai Broadcasting's been privileged to be a part of it for a number of years as well. And it's Chino Valley is one of the communities that when there is an event like this, the people come out. I mean, there's certain, most communities have different kinds of festivals or events, but Chino Valley folks really, really turn out for this. I want to give everybody a good sense of what's going on and when, and we'll do that. But first, a little bit of a history lesson, if we can, ladies. I'd like to look back a tiny bit. This, we were just estimating, is at least 35 or so that we've done this. Started, Morgan, you were telling me, as just a parade and just a one-day event.
Started, I want to say probably way before I was born.
Probably
Just the parade. And then now as it's kind of grown, and Chino has grown itself, and I've been around. We've been looking at doing like a weekend event. It's not just, a parade and activities in the park. Now we've got a movie the night before, the parade the next morning, activities in the park, and then we kind of end the night, and then Sunday we do a car show with free swim at the pool, then ending the whole weekend with fireworks.
A little something for everybody, and that's a hard trick to pull off.
And luckily, thankfully, we have a great group of organizers, different businesses, different groups that really do pull together to help the town.
Yeah.
There's some key players that we probably would not be able to do this without.
Chino Valley is such an interesting community because it's been there so long, like most Yavapai County communities. But when I think of Chino Valley, never having lived there, but always kind of lived in the Verde Valley for almost 40 years, I think of cattle grazing. I think of horses and horse people. I think of agriculture.
Yeah.
Yavapai County, that could be said true of the whole county or most of it. But certainly in Chino Valley, you kind of get that. Chino Valley is, to me, a little bit like Yuma. If you buzz through it on the highway, you're missing some of the greatest stuff.
Oh, yeah.
You'll find the services and all of the things that you might find. But when you get off on the sides, on the roads, you find the parks, you find some of the other kinds of things, and you find some of the loveliest homes, I think, in this part of the state.
Oh, yeah.
It's just
a lot of different, I like to call it a lot of different cultures, at least my husband and I, because you'll drive around Chino and you'll see a house that's Santa Fe, but then you'll also see one that's a barn dominium. It's just Chino has so much different
character.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah.
It's really, and then it blends together for this event.
When we say Territorial Days, now that seems to me we're kind of putting on our cowboy hat from maybe some of the Wild West days or some of the pioneer and settler days. And there's some of the events and activities kind of pay tribute to that. Do you know when Chino Valley was founded? I don't know. I was going to look it up and I forgot.
And, I've lived in Chino for almost my whole life.
But a long time. It was there when you showed up.
Yep, it was there with my parents.
That's the important thing.
I want to say, Becca, we brought some history with us.
It's okay. I was just curious, but the point being that it's been there, it's well established in the community.
Oh, yeah.
As really an agriculture center.
Yeah, it actually started out. So when people were coming down, for lack of knowledge and terms on people sometimes, they thought Chino was Prescott. So for a fat minute, we were the first territory in Arizona.
Really?
They thought we were Prescott. They thought Granite Mountain was Thumb Butte. And then they were like, actually, never mind. Got to go a little south. But so we like to kind of pride ourselves on like, hey, for a good minute, we were Arizona's first territory.
You kind of wonder how many different things in history happen like that. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, and I'm like, they probably were like, oh, Granite Mountain. Going a couple into Prescott. Actually, that looks more like a thumb. That's Thumb Butte. So. And
it becomes Wilbur, you read the map wrong.
Yes, it's upside down.
But some of us stayed in Chino Valley and are very happy to have to have done so. So when we say territorial days, that's where that comes from specifically.
Mm-hmm.
See, I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
I love to get a little history lesson when we talk about some of these fun events. I know that one of the highlights, and certainly one of the things that I always look forward to, that FFA corn dinner.
Oh yes.
And there's again a lot, like if you go in the Verde Valley, all over the place, but we think about wine these days and the vineyards, and that's certainly taken off in the last 10, 15 years. You get into Camp Verde, which to me is somewhat similar to Chino Valley.
Mm-hmm.
In here again, there's grazing, there's livestock, and there's the corn at Hauser. There's all of those kinds of things. To me, those two communities are very similar.
They are, and it's actually funny because where Chino is, we have Prescott and Bradshaw, and they're rivals.
Right.
So Chino, we've always kind of been like, because I went to Chino Valley High, we always been like, who's our rival? And we've always just said Camp Verde.
Is that right?
So, yeah. So, to me, I think Camp Verde is very similar to Chino. I mean,
we got our Camp Verde Cowboys and our Chino Valley Cougars. Okay, well, we'll throw down. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
We'll get our Friday night lights warmed up here pretty soon. All right. We're having a fun program today. We're going to get Becca on the microphone a little bit more when we come back to Countywide. Territorial Days, and it's happening beginning tomorrow. 3-day event. We'll kind of go through the schedule, the roster, some of the highlights, some of the things that you will not want to miss out on. It's Countywide. We'll be back right after this.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Matthias Sandoval. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Call our office to schedule a face-to-face appointment.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Verde Solaire, your hometown heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company in the Verde Valley, and your trusted North Central Arizona Goodman dealer. Goodman is a name you can trust with the revolutionary Comfort Bridge technology factory installed into select Goodman gas furnaces and air handlers to ensure the entire system operates at peak energy efficient performance. Verde Solaire offers free in-home estimates, locally owned and operated since 1983. Visit them at verdesolaire.com. Better, cleaner, faster.
Let's talk. That's the message from Jonna Randall Murdoch, your local Farm Bureau agent, providing a personal touch when making insurance and financial decisions. Jonna will simplify your insurance needs while offering competitive pricing. Let's talk auto, home, life, and farm. Call Jonna at Farm Bureau today at 928-649-8686. Your Cottonwood Farm Bureau property and casualty insurance company. At Farm Bureau, they insure more than just farms.
We welcome you back to the program, Countywide. Becka Segien, Morgan Heiner, our guest today, and these ladies work with for the town of Chino Valley, specifically in the recreations realm. And when we talk territorial days, that is certainly in the recreations realm, one of the biggest, probably the biggest, I think Morgan said earlier, event to come to Chino Valley on the calendar. It's now a 3-day, really a 4-day event with some new things or newer things on Monday. So I want to kind of get through that. Becca, you found 1863. Was that the date we landed on for Chino Valley founding?
Yes.
Wow.
February 24th, 1863.
So we're 160 basically years.
Mm-hmm.
Long time. And then talk to me a little bit about what's going to kind of happen on the calendar. First, I looked at the website, and there's some really good information there. So let's share that. And then maybe we can talk about specifically as we start on Friday, tomorrow.
Yeah. Friday, we're starting out over in Memory Park. Earlier in the day, we're going to have an event at the library. They're going to do Arizona Myths and Facts, a little event to find out some history. And then we'll be ending the night with a movie in the park, An American Tail. Good classic.
And that's Memory Park.
Yeah,
That's
Memory Park.
such a great venue
Yep.
for anything.
Yes. Oh, it's wonderful.
Perfect.
It's so special to us.
Is this like, it looks, I've seen these like an inflatable type screen?
Yes.
Or
Yes.
Is that what I'm, okay,
Yep.
so that's
Yeah.
what that is. All right,
We use
okay.
an inflatable screen and a projector.
Okay,
So,
cool.
Very good after dark.
Beautiful, lovely evening. And Morgan, you said that you've done some of those in other events or activities,
Oh,
and
yeah.
those are really popular.
Oh yeah, we do our summer movies. Every summer we have
Yeah.
movies. We just play out there. Sometimes we move that screen to the pool, and there's like dive-in movies. It's a good screen.
We show Jaws when we're at
Yeah.
the pool.
I mean,
Let's stick to Finding Nemo. But
yeah, we played Finding
Probably-
Nemo, but
Probably the better family choice.
Yeah,
Okay, that makes sense.
but yeah, we've had a lot of requests for that though.
we have.
I would think so. Some of the, yeah, okay. Let's go to Saturday then. Really kind of the anchor day of it, although there's plenty to do again on Sunday. But I think of that Lions, the pancake breakfast. I mean, those really are kind of kickers.
Yes, that's a big hit. That starts off our day for sure. It goes till mid-morning and fuels everybody for the 10K we have, the 10K 2-mile walk run. And then we'll be opening up our vendors in the park. We have people come in, show their businesses, everything.
How many do you have? Any idea? Just offhand?
So that's ran through the Lions.
Oh,
the
okay.
Lioness handle.
But dozens.
Yeah.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
a lot of
I-
different
Yeah,
arts
I
and
believe
crafts
like
that I've
last
seen.
year we had like probably 30.
Yeah.
But it's not just businesses. I've seen churches go out there and do it. Bowen's Chiropractic also has a booth, so it's
Okay.
just kind of like
Yeah.
any business or organization that wants to set up something.
Things like this are always a great way to get familiar with the layout of any city or town. When there's different kinds of booths like that, and you describe some local businesses get on board, things like that. I always find that many town officials like yourselves are always part of these kinds of things. Local elected leaders typically are these kinds of things. Law enforcement, first responders are always on board for these kind of events, and that's true really of any event similar to this. But it's a great way to kind of talk to those people and kick the tires, if you will, on the town of Chino Valley, whether it might be business that you're thinking about or even moving to the community, or if you've got, different kinds of things that are happening, putting together people in a place like this. I'm thinking of National Night Out, which I know Chino Valley does. Local communities around just did it. It's a great way for people to just kind of intermingle in a community-based spirit where the community is one of the things you're going to be kind of talking about. And these events really lend to that, don't they?
Yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Tell me a little bit more about Saturday. What's going to kind of happen? The fun run and the walk and all of those kinds of things, the vendors. The parade is going to be, of course, as it always is, a key component of this. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're going to be in Memory Park again after the parade. We're going to have food trucks, hopefully some entertainment acts up on the stage. A little
Oh, yeah.
cakewalk.
Cakewalks. We like to call it community services because that's our whole department, community services.
Okay.
Minute to Win It, so cakewalks, different type of like those type of minute. Have you ever seen that show like Minute to Win It? It was a show like back in the day that you could do these stupid little activities.
Tasks.
Tasks, and you try to complete them in a minute to like win something.
Okay, right.
So we're kind of doing something like that, blowing cotton balls off the table into something
Like party tricks.
Yeah, party
Yeah,
tricks.
party-
Yeah, and
So-
just silly. People love that kind of stuff.
oh yeah, it's
And
been a hit.
it's funny for spectators as well as participants. So that's cool.
So yeah,
That's the hope.
it's a big deal.
Yeah.
So we like to call it community services Minute to Win It.
Just kind of fun stuff. Is that something new this year or?
So we did it the last couple years.
Okay.
This year the name is new. We thought like what
Gotcha.
a way to bring it in and actually have a name for it, so people think like, oh, next year I can play
Yeah.
Yes.
community services
branding
Minute
it.
to Win It. Yeah.
Okay. So the parade, do we know how many entries in that? I mean, that's usually a pretty substantial parade, the ones I've seen.
Yeah, I want to say I know it's up there.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
Yeah. We don't have an exact amount.
Yes.
'cause
So
The thing about Chino is that we all band together, but we all might band together the week of.
Yeah.
We're there, but we're banded in last minute. So
Well, it's
yeah.
just, I mean, a parade is always fun. I know when I've seen it, it's, I mean, the traditional stuff, there's a marching band, there's, all kinds of different
The Boy
kinds of floats,
Scouts.
and there's different
Yeah.
kind of, people doing that kind of thing. Always very patriotic, even if it's not the 4th of July.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of that kind of community spirit along with this kind of an event. And then, as we said earlier, the FFA corn dinner, and that's down at the elementary school.
yeah.
yes,
Del
Del
Rio.
Rio.
Okay. Do I need tickets ahead of time for that or at the door?
So you do need, I think you can do both. The corn corn dinner ran through the high school,
Okay.
through that FFA department.
Right.
So I do believe you do have to get tickets before, and I think the price rises at the door.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's been a long
Usually happens.
time. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I used to be a part of FFA when I was high school, so it's been a long time since I ran the corn dinner. But from what I remember,
And there's probably a few hundred people that attend that.
oh my gosh,
That's
yeah.
a big. I know that's a huge deal.
I remember shucking corn like days before, like child labor.
Yeah, you can never get
Builds character though.
It does. That's well. Look, we've got
Yeah.
you working for the town doing that
Yep.
same kind of thing as a vocation. Okay, and then Sunday, talk to me about that. That's the car show, and that brings out the Motor City fans.
Yeah, so the car show is kind of partnered with the 9/11 Foundation. There is a spot in Chino, down Perkinsville, that we have a piece of one of the 9/11 buildings. We kind of like to pay tribute to like
Right.
fallen first responders. So they do it as a fundraiser, and we're just here to help. I mean, we're all holding hands, we're all lending together.
Sure.
So the car shows ran through the 9/11 Foundation, but we help.
Yeah.
So it's at the Aquatic Center.
I mean, I think most Americans, certainly of the age where they can remember 9/11, I think every Labor Day, it's not the exact same day. It's about a week ahead of that sad anniversary. But I can't get through Labor Day without thinking about 9/11.
Yeah.
You know, usually there's things in the media about it and so on. But most communities that have things on at this time of year, Labor Day weekend, will have some kind of commemoration. So bless you folks for doing that as well. The free swim continues, and then the fireworks show. You got to end with a bang, and it'll happen on Saturday night.
Yeah.
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Sunday night.
Sunday night. See, I'm saying it wrong.
Sunday night, yeah, we'll be out at Old Home Manor for the fireworks show.
And that's where it's been for some time. Yeah.
Yep, we're going to have fireworks. Be sure to come early. We're going to have food trucks, music. It's going to be a fun time.
All of it lined up good. And then Monday, I thought this was new, but Morgan, you were telling me the events at the I-Corps Airsoft. There's some more kind of activity. What's that about?
Yeah, so I-Corps is located literally right across the street from our from Old Home Manor. It's kind of an obstacle course with people that like airsoft guns.
Okay.
So they start
Which a lot of people do.
Yeah,
these days.
they start playing as soon as the fireworks go off.
Okay.
So it kind of goes throughout the whole weekend. So it starts, I think, Sunday, and they play it that night, and then they leave Monday morning.
Okay.
But yeah, they start going. You'll hear them, like, if you're not too close to fireworks, you can hear them over there.
So they've got the fireworks backdrop, and they're talking.
Yeah.
It's very much war-esque.
I get it. All right.
Some
That's
Vietnam.
really kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's nice because they
Well,
have
that sounds
people
fun.
from out of area that go to I-Corps to do this.
Oh,
So
there's people that are. It's more
It's
than a sport, more than a hobby, more than
it's lifestyle.
Yeah, it really is. Well, that's going to be great. That's a fun kind of newer tradition
Yeah.
for Territorial Days. All right, our guest today, we take another break. Morgan Heiner Becka Segien. Chino Valley Territorial Days. It's this weekend. In fact, it all starts tomorrow. It is a little too late for vendors, obviously, and volunteers. It sounds like you ladies have that pretty well cornered. The event is this weekend, so we would kind of expect that. When we come back, we'll talk about when and where and some of those specifics. It's countywide. We'll be back right after this.
Life changes, then it changes again. Predicting the unexpected in life is impossible. That's why it's called unexpected. So when it comes to financial goals, our philosophy is don't predict, prepare. Hi, I'm Edward Jones financial advisor Matthias Sandoval. A job loss, change in health, or a loss of a loved one can have a big impact on your family's financial security. Let's work together to help make sure you're equipped for life's unexpected events. Call our office to schedule a face-to-face appointment.
Edward Jones, making sense of investing. Member SIPC.
Verde Solaire, your hometown heating, air conditioning, and plumbing company in the Verde Valley, and your trusted North Central Arizona Goodman dealer. Goodman is a name you can trust with the revolutionary Comfort Bridge technology factory installed into select Goodman gas furnaces and air handlers to ensure the entire system operates at peak energy efficient performance. Verde Solaire offers free in-home estimates, locally owned and operated since 1983. Visit them at verdesolaire.com. Better, cleaner, faster.
Let's talk. That's the message from Jonna Randall Murdoch, your local Farm Bureau agent, providing a personal touch when making insurance and financial decisions. Jonna will simplify your insurance needs while offering competitive pricing. Let's talk auto, home, life, and farm. Call Jana at Farm Bureau today at 928-649-8686. Your Cottonwood Farm Bureau Property and Casualty Insurance Company. At Farm Bureau, they insure more than just farms.
We welcome you back to the program. It's countywide as we kind of wrap up an exciting weekend. We're going to get these guests out the door. They've got plenty of work to do today because Chino Valley's Territorial Days begins tomorrow. Becka Segien and Morgan Heiner. Talk to me a little bit. I found a really good comprehensive schedule of events on the city website. Is that a pretty good place to go?
Yeah, chinoaz.net. You'll see the recreation drop down. Another great place to go is Facebook. Chino Valley Community Services is our group. We post everything we're doing on there and try to keep live updates in the case of weather and such things. And that will be a little bit more detailed than we're able to do on our website.
Right. Okay. And then I don't think we mentioned right out of the gate, we perhaps should have. This is a free event.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Besides
the corn dinner is a little
besides
different and those kinds
dinner
of things, obviously.
And food trucks and to enter in the parade and be
Right.
a vendor. I mean, that's cost money. But to just bring your family out and enjoy some carnival rides, some slip and slides, to watch the parade, that's all free.
Okay.
But we'll have some amazing food trucks. So
Folks can bring lawn chairs. Can they bring picnic baskets and things like that? We're not concerned about. Yeah.
Same with the free swim. If you show up to our free swim and you're like, I don't feel like spending $4 on a pretzel, you can bring in your own food. Coolers will be checked at the door, but
Okay, sure.
but for those families that want to go free swim for the last day but don't want to do that, we do let outside food in.
Something for everybody.
Yep.
It really, truly is. The fireworks, certainly a highlight. The car show, the pancake breakfast, really all of it is a highlight. It depends on what you want to do, what your family's interested in, but there will be something absolutely for everybody. Ladies, thank you. I know that Tuesday you'll start on next year's event.
Oh, yeah.
We go and we enjoy them for about 3-4 days, but you work on them all year round, and that's why they come off as successfully as this one has for decades now. Territorial Days this weekend. It all starts tomorrow. Go to the website there, which is
chinoaz.net.
.net and Facebook. I can just Google or Facebook.
Chino Valley.
Chino Valley or Chino Valley Community Services.
Sure to find it. Okay. Morgan Heiner, Becka Segien, our guest. I'm Brad Miller. It's Countywide, and we'll see you next time.
This has been Countywide. Listen in each Tuesday and Thursday at this time. If you have a topic or guest idea that you'd like to suggest, email us news@myradioplace.com.